samanottama madhyamadhama sukhe cha dukhe cha jitendriyasaya maya paklupta khela loka sanjuta vidatsva veera khela loka rakshanam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. My dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equiposed and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you, in the intermediate stage, or low than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress or happiness. Fully control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as king in whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement. For your only duty here is to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here is an example of receiving direct instruction from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. One has to execute the order of Lord Vishnu, whether receiving it directly from him or from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master. Arjuna fought the battle of Kurukshetra under the direct order of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Similarly, here Prithu Maharaj is also being given orders by Lord Vishnu regarding the execution of his duty. We have to stick to the principles stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Every man's duty is to receive orders from Lord Krishna or from his bona fide representative and take these orders as his life and soul without personal considerations. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur states that one should not care very much whether he is going to be liberated or not, but he should simply execute the direct order received from the spiritual master. If one sticks to the principle of abiding by the order of spiritual master, he will always remain in a liberated position. A common man must execute the rules and regulations of Varnasrama Dharma by working in his prescribed duty according to the caste system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra, and the spiritual order system, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanprastha and Sannyasa. If one simply executes regularly and strictly the injunctions given for the different divisions of life, then one satisfies Lord Vishnu. As a king, Prithu Maharaj was ordered by Lord Vishnu to keep himself always aloof from the activities of the bodily situation and to engage always in the service of the Lord and thus keep himself in the liberated stage. The word Baddha Sahruda in the previous verse is explained herewith. One can fully remain in intimate connection with the Supreme Lord directly or receive orders from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, and execute the orders sincerely when one keeps aloof from the activities of the body. The Lord helps us by giving us directions how to act in devotional service and thus advance on the path back home, back to Godhead. He instructs us outwardly in the form of the spiritual master. Therefore, one should not accept the spiritual master as an ordinary human being. The Lord says, Acharyam mang vijanyam navamannit karichij. One should not treat the spiritual master as an ordinary human being, for he is the substitute for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam 11th Canto. One should treat the spiritual master as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and never be envious of him or consider him to be an ordinary human being. If we follow the instruction of the spiritual master and execute devotional service to the Lord, we will remain always free from the contamination of bodily and material activities, and our life will be successful. This is instruction given by Lord Vishnu to Prithu Maharaj. Sama samanottama madhamadham sukhe cha dukhe cha jitendriyasaya mayopaklupta khila loka sanjuto vidhasva vira khila loka rakshanam. My dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equipoised and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you, in the intermediate stage or lower than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress or happiness. Fully control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as king. In whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement. For your only duty is here to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. Prithu Maharaj is also an incarnation of the Lord. But he is Satyavesa avatar. Do you follow Satyavesa avatar? There are 7 famous Satyavesa avatars. Any of you know? You know some. Don't know the all. 7 famous Satyavesa avatars. Number 1 is Vaikunthastha Sesa. The Sesa in Vaikuntha. He is so 7 Sakti avatar. The incarnation of servitude. Number 2 is Ananta. In Pada, is Bhudharana Sakti avatar. He has carried the world on his foot. He is the incarnation of that Sakti. Number 3 is Brahma. Brahma is Guna avatar. Brahma is also Satyavesa avatar. Is Srujani Sakti avatar. He is the incarnation of creation Sakti. Number 4, Chatusana, 4 Kumaras. They are Gyan Sakti avatar. Number 5, Narada, is Bhakti Sakti avatar. Number 6 is Prithu Maharaj. Do you know what incarnation is he? Yes, Palan Sakti avatar. Number 7 is Parsuram. He is Dushtadamana Sakti avatar. Subduing the rascals. That's Sakti avatar. So Satyavesa avatars are generally Jiva Tattva. So Prithu Maharaj being a Satyavesa avatar also. Here Lord Vishnu appeared in his sacrificial arena and instructs him. This most important instructions. One thing is there. In this material world, all of us have forgotten Krishna because we have all been captured by Maya. Myate anoya iti Maya. Maya Sakti is that Sakti which always covers up your real identity and which never allows you to know what you are really. Surup Gyan Vipan. So the question arises, then how can we know Krishna and our real identity? That's the question. But answer is that Kaviraj Goswami gives that answer in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shastro Guru Atma Rupi Apana Ki Janan Krishna Moro Prabhutrata Jivir Hoy Gyan. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Srahudam Sarvabhutanam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am Srahuda of all the living entities, the well-wisher, friend. So, unless Krishna says, we cannot know Krishna. How Krishna says? Shastra, Guru, Atma Rupe Apana Ke Janan. Krishna Mor Prabhutrata Jiver Hoygya. The Jiva, the living entity, can know the Supreme Personal Godhead Krishna, that He is my Prabhu. He is the Master and He is Trata. He is the Deliverer. And how He says? Shastra Guru Atma Rupi. He speaks through Shastra, He speaks through Guru, the spiritual master. Atma means super soul, or Chaitya Guru in everybody's heart. Maya Mugdha Jiver Nahi, Krishna Smruti Gyan. Jivere Krupai Koile Krishna Veda Pura. That's also stated. The Maya Mugdha Jiva, the Jiva is captured by Maya. He has forgotten Krishna. Therefore, out of mercy, Krishna has Jivere Krupai Koile Krishna Veda Puran. So Krishna, out of mercy for living entities, He has made these Veda Puranas. Vedas, which is Niswasita Vani. Veda comes out from the breathing of the Lord. Niswasita Vani. Veda Puranas. So He speaks to Shastra. But another thing is there. What is spoken in Shastra is also very difficult to understand in Vedas and Puranas. And there are two types of considerations. Apat Vichar, Tattva Vichar. Some learned Pandits may speak on Vedas by dint of their mundane scholarship. Because they are written in Sanskrit. The one who is a Sanskrit scholar, he may also say, oh, all right, I'll read the Shastra or Vedas so I can understand. No, you cannot understand like that. You cannot understand the real purport of the Shastra by your own endeavor. That's the problem. Panditya de kobhuno Ishwar Tattva Gyan. That's stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. One may be a Pandit, very learned scholar, but he cannot know Ishvara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Panditya de kobhuno Ishwar Tattva Gyan. How can you know? Ishwarer krupale sahoyanche jare. Sei Ishwara Tattva jani bare bare. One who has got the mercy of the Lord, he can know the Ishwara Tattva. Therefore, one who knows tattva, the pundits or learned scholars may speak something on this Vedas, but they cannot speak the real truth or tattva. Tattva will not be revealed to them. So we have two considerations. Apad vichar, tattva vichar. Apparent consideration and absolute consideration. And it is to be understood through absolute consideration, tattva vichar. Therefore, the spiritual master, Guru, is required. Shastro Guru Atma Rupe Apana ke Janan Krishna Mor Prahutrata Jiver Hoy Gyan. So Guru, the spiritual master, is required to understand the real purport, the tattva of the Shastra. Guru, our spiritual master, who is he? Who is he? It is stated here, he is the representative of the Lord. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo no medhaya no bahuna srutena jamavesha brunte tena labhyas tasisatma vibrunte tanuswan. Kathopanishad says this thing. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyo no medhaya no bahuna srutena. You cannot know that Paramatma Tattva by medhaya, by bahuna srutena, no pravachanena. By your own intelligence, by your own scholarship, medhaya, bahuna srutena, pravachanena, or listening to karmis, jnanis, or yogis, or listening to so many pravachanas from those people who are not real, bona fide representatives of the Lord. You cannot know it. Namatma pravachana labhyano medhayana bahuna srutiyana. Jamavesha brunute tena labhyastasi satma vibrunute tanuswa. But one who is very serious, one who is very eager, how I can know that Paramatma Tattva? So we seated there in the heart. A super soul is known as Chaitya Guru. He jamavesha brunte tena labhyas tasisatma vibrunte tanustam. He assumes the body. He assumes the body. He comes out as spiritual master. That's stated in Kathopanishad. Nayamatma pravacana labhyano medhayana bahuna srutiyana. Jamvesha brunte tena labhyastasi satma vibrunte tanuswam. So, the spiritual master is the representative of the Lord. So, what spiritual master says, that is the version of the Supreme Lord. Unless spiritual master teaches, unless spiritual master, Guru, does kirtan on the ears of the disciple, the real tattva will not be revealed. Shastras are there. Shastras are there. But unless the spiritual master does kirtan, the ears of disciples, the real tattva will not be revealed. That's most important. So, Shastra, Guru, Atma Rupe Apana ke Janan, Krishna Mor Prahutrata Jivir Hoy Gyan. Otherwise, the Jiva, the conditioned soul, cannot know Krishna. Cannot know Krishna. It's impossible. It is only through Guru Kripa he can know. This is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shastra Guru Atma Rupe আপনাকে জানান কৃষ্ণময় প্রভু ত্রাতা জীবের হয় জ্ঞান। Because Guru speaks on the tattva. যে কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্ববেতা সে গুরু হয়। Mahaprabhu has given, Srimad Mahaprabhu has given a very simple definition of the Guru, spiritual master. যে কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্ববেতা সেই গুরু হয়। One who knows Krishna Tattva, he is Guru. And he knows it. How? He knows it. Acharyavan Purusa Veda. Upanishad says. Acharyavan Purusa Veda. He has heard from his Acharya, spiritual master. So that Acharya also has heard from his Acharya. In this way, evam parampara praptam. The real knowledge comes from Krishna, and it comes down through disciplic, bona fide disciplic succession. So Guru, the spiritual master, speaks on this tattva. And we have always this discussion. And our discussion is tattva vichar, is not apparent consideration or apat vichar. And Krishna has also stated that thing repeatedly in Bhagavad Gita. One should know him in tattva. Janma karmam same divyam evam joviti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma noeti sammangeti Arjuna. He says, joviti tattvataha. One who knows me in tattva. Hey, after quitting this body, he will come to me. If someone cannot know him in tattva, itimang na abhijanati tattvena atocchyavanti te. Angi sarvajagyanang bhokta cha prabhureva cha itimang na abhijanati tattvena atocchyavanti te. You see, Gita, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if somebody doesn't know me in tattva, na vijanati tattvena, he cannot enter into my kingdom. Na vijanati tattvena tatchyavanti te. Therefore, he should be known in tattva. Therefore, spiritual master, Guru is required. So, you cannot understand the tattva. Therefore, it is stated here. And another thing is that here Lord Vishnu instructs Prithu Maharaj. Lord Krishna instructed directly to Arjuna. And here Lord Vishnu directly instructs Prithu Maharaj. So one may say, one may think that, so I may be directly spoken by the Lord. Arjuna and Prithu Maharaj, they are not ordinary living beings. So we should not expect so. Therefore, for us, we should accept the spiritual master who is the real bona fide representative of the Lord. So then we can be instructed. Unless you take lessons or instructions from the Shastra through Guru, you cannot act in this material world successfully. Whatever you will do, that will be wrong. That will be wrong. Because as you have been captured by Maya, so you are thinking Maya's business is aghotan, saghotan, potisi sakti. It's a very wonderful sakti. And Maya's business, Maya represents Sat as Asat. presents Sat as Asat and Asat as Sat. So conditioned soul Maya Buddha Jiva, what he thinks, oh, it is real. But that's not the real. That's not the real. The unreal. Sat as Asat as Asat as Sat. So which is the real thing? Which is Sat? That you take lessons from the Shastra through the spiritual master. Therefore, Lord Vishnu instructs these things here. My dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equiposed and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you, in the intermediate stage or lower than you. Samadarsana. Please keep yourself equiposed and treat people equally. Samadarsana. Pandita Samadarsana. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gabihastini. Sunichaiva Sopachicha. Pandita Samadarsana. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, who is real Pandit, he learned, he has equal vision. He has equal vision, Samadarsana. He sees Brahmana, Chanda. He sees a dog, elephant, cow, and sees them equal. What he sees? He never sees the outward appearance or body. He sees the soul and super soul inside the body. Unless you have this vision, how can you develop this samadarshan, equal vision? Mami pansa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. The jiva, the soul, is eternally my fragmental part. So, a jiva is Krishna's vastu. Is Krishna's vastu. The one who is learned, real Pandit, learned soul. He sees, yes, is Krishna's vastu. So he loves one and all. He treats them equally. Therefore, here Lord Vishnu instructs Prutha Maharaja, please keep yourself always equiposed and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you, in the intermediate stage or lower than you. This must be important. Then he says, don't be disturbed by the temporary distress and happiness. Temporary distress and happiness. Don't be disturbed. Dhirastatra namuhyati. In Bhagavad Gita it is stated. One is Dhira, one knows Krishna. He is never disturbed at any circumstances. Here in the material world, you will find it is always changing. It's always changing. So sometimes you may be put in a favorable condition, and sometimes you may be put in unfavorable conditions. So one may be very much disturbed. But here, Lord Vishnu says, don't be disturbed by temporary distress and happiness. This is temporary. As this material world is temporary. Asaswatam. In Bhagavad Gita it is stated. This material world is asaswata. It is not saswata, it is not eternal. It is temporary. So everything is here is temporary. Adyantabanto or temporary. So the happiness and distress may come. Matras prasastu kaunteya. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has also said, Tanti tikhyasva bharata. Matras prasastu kaunteya sitosran. Sukha dukkha agama paina anitya. Tanti tikhyasva bharata. Similar instruction Krishna has given to Arjuna. Arjuna, as summer comes and goes, winter comes and goes. This never lasts long. So sukha dukkha, the happiness and distress, Sitosna sukha dukkhada agamapaina anitya. It is anitya, it is temporary. Tanti tikshasva bharata. Try to tolerate it. The similar instruction Lord Vishnu gives to Prutha Maharaj. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress and happiness. It has come and it will go away. Fully control your mind and senses. Next instruction gives. Fully control your mind and senses. How can you control your mind and senses? Mind is the chief of the senses. Indriyabdha param manaha. Indriyanam manaschasmi. Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, the mana, the mind, the chief of the indriyas. And the mana is wicked mind, dusta mana. Mana tumi bada dusta. When Lord Krishna instructs Arjuna about the control of the mind, Arjuna says, after hearing from Lord Krishna, says, "Oh Krishna, it is very difficult to control this wicked mind. It's very difficult to control. It's as impossible. Vayuriva suduskaram. Chanchalahim mana Krishna pramathi balavad drudham. Tasyang nigramanye vayuriva suduskaram." Arjuna says, Vayuriva, the prabhamana vayu. The air which is blowing. If you want to check it's blowing by your own fist, impossible. Similarly, to control this wicked mind, pramathi balavad drudham, is very, very arrogant, this mind. It is never obedient. Pramathi balavat, very strong, drudham. It's quite impossible. Lord Krishna admits that fact. Asansaya mahabaho mana durnigraham chalam. Kintu abhyasena tu kauntaya vairagyanas gruhyate. It is undoubtedly true. This mana, this mind is durnigraha sanchala. It's very fickle. It's very difficult to be controlled. But this is to be adopted. Abhyasena tu kauntaya vairagyanas gruhyate. You should constantly practice vairagya. That's stated. Very easy process we have. How to control and mind. By jamon yamo, asan pranam, some do. To control this mind and senses. But that's not the real process. That's not the real process. The real process is if you can engage your mind and senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Lord, then they will be controlled. Then they will be controlled. Hrusikena, hrusikesa sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Hrusikena, hrusikesa sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Hrusika means indriya, senses. If they are engaged constantly in the service of the Lord, Hrusikesa is one of the name of the Lord, who controls the mind and senses of the devotees. Therefore, his name is Hrishikesh. Those who are under capture, under classes of Maya, their mind and senses are controlled by Maya Sakti. That's never controlled by Hrishikesh. Those are completely surrendered themselves. Completely surrendered. Sarvadharman paritejya mamekam saranam braja. Antam sapapebhya mukhisyami masusaha. Those are taken complete surrender at the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna, Hrishikesh. Then he controls his mind and senses of that devotee. That's the deal. So it is very easy process. One who adopts this easy process, he can very easily control his mind and senses. Manmana bhavamad bhakta majjaji mang namaskaro. Always think of me. Mind's business is willing, feeling, and desiring. It must think. There must be some thinking process in the mind. Krishna says only think of me. Drive out all other thoughts from your mind. Only think of Krishna. Manmana bhavo, this most important thing. Uh, so those who are real devotees, pure devotees, they always think of Krishna. They never think of anything else. So their mind is controlled. Only devotee's mind is controlled. One who is not a devotee's mind cannot be controlled. So fully controlled mind and senses, mind is controlled. The other senses will be controlled. All other senses will be engaged in the service of the Lord. This is the only process how you can control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as king. In whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement, for your only duty here is to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. The Raja or the king. Naranang naradhipaham. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Naranang naradhipaham. I am Naradhipa. One who is Naradhipo, one who is king, he is the representative of Lord Vishnu. Naranang naradhipa. Vishnu's work is palan kriya. So Naradhipa king's duty is to give protection and maintain his citizens. Similar. So Lord Vishnu gives this instruction. In this transcendental position means always fix your mind at the lotus feet of Krishna and engage all your senses in his service, then you will be in the transcendental position. Otherwise, you will be in the material position. So, in this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as the king in whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement. Fully controlled by the Lord, in whatever position he is posted, it is his arrangement. One should think like that. And your only duty is here to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. This is the instruction given. So as a king, Prithu Maharaj ordered by Lord Vishnu to keep himself always aloof from the activities of bodily situation and to engage always in the service of the Lord and thus keep himself in the liberated stage. My Guru Maharaj states this thing in his purport. Prithu Maharaj ordered by Lord Vishnu to keep himself always aloof from activities of bodily situation and engage always in the service of the Lord and keep himself in liberated stage. Always engaged in the service of the Lord. Then he will be put in the transcendental position of liberated stage. One can fully remain in intimate connection with the Supreme Lord directly or receives order from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, and execute the orders sincerely when one keeps aloof from the activities of the body. One can fully remain in the intimate connection with the Supreme Lord directly or receive orders from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, and execute the orders sincerely when one keeps aloof from the activities of the body. This is most important thing, to receive orders from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, and execute the orders sincerely. One should not concord, one should not think according to his own whim, oh, I can do like this or do like that. No. One should always think of the instructions of his spiritual master, who is the real bona fide representative of the Lord, and must execute the order sincerely when one keeps aloof from the activities of the body. গুরুমুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিতেতে করি ঐক্য আর ন করিও মনে আশা। It is stated, গুরুমুখ পদ্ম বাক্য চিতেতে করি ঐক্য আর ন করিও মনে আশা. What spiritual master Gurudev has ordered, you should execute it. Don't think otherwise. Gurumukha Padma Vakya Chitite Koriyaka ar no Koriyo Mani Asha. One who executes the order of his spiritual master and receiving it and following his instructions as it is, following the instruction of the Guru, the spiritual master as it is, and executes it, he is always in a transcendental position, and that is to be done. When some critical moment comes, one cannot think of what to be done. So at that time, he should remember what is the instruction of the Guru. What Guru has said, spiritual master has said, should act accordingly. The Lord helps us by giving us directions how to act in devotional service and thus advance on the path back home, back to Godhead. He instructs us outwardly in the form of the spiritual master and inwardly at the super soul, the Chaitya Guru. Previously I told you, quoting verse from Kathopanishad, he is the spiritual master who is Chaitya Guru. He assumes, Jam Vaisya Brunute Tena Labhyasta Sisatma Vivrunute Tanaswang. He has assumed the body here, who has come here as spiritual master to instruct us. The Lord helps us by giving us directions how to act in devotional service. He instructs us outwardly in the form of spiritual master. Therefore, one should not accept the spiritual master as an ordinary human being. Acharyam mang bijanyam navamannit karichis namartya buddha suyato sarvadeva maya guru. This is the instruction of Lord Krishna to Uddhava. We should not think him as an ordinary human being. Namartya buddha suyata. How is it possible? We see he is eating, he is sleeping like an ordinary human being, and he is also falling sick as an ordinary human being. How can it be that we will think him? Namartya buddhya suyato. How can we think him? How can we see him that he is not an ordinary human being? This question arises. How can you see Guru? What vision you can see Guru, the spiritual master? As it is very difficult to see the Lord. Can you see Lord with this eye? We cannot see the Lord, the Supreme Lord Krishna, with this eye. Bhakti Chakhyo. You can see Ekanta Bhaktir Govinde Jatat Sarvatra Tadikyanam. Prahlad's instruction. Prahlad Maharaja said, Ekanta Bhaktir Govinde Jatat Sarvatra Tadikyanam. Those are developed. Ekanta Bhakti or Ekantika Bhakti, Govinde, the lotus feet of Govinda. They see Govinda or Lord Krishna everywhere. एकांत भक्ति गोविंदे जत सर्वत्र जहां जहां नेत्र पड़े तहां कृष्ण स्फुरे. जहां जहां नेत्र पड़े तहां कृष्ण स्फुरे. If our eye falls, sees something, he sees Krishna. The pure devotee always sees Krishna everywhere. As Prahlad Maharaj sees the Lord in the pillar, whereas his demoniac father Hiranyakashipu couldn't see. So to see Krishna or the Lord, Premanjana Shrita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridesu Vilokyanti Jasyama Sundarang Achintya Guna Srupam Govindam Adi Purusam Stamam Bhajami. Brahma Samhita says. Who sees Krishna? What sattva is required? Premanjana Shrita Bhakti Vilochanena. Bhakti Vilochana. Bhakti Chakshu. Krishna Premanjan. The ointment, Krishna Premanjan. There. In the eye. Was got this eye. He sees Krishna everywhere. Syama Sundarang Achintya Guna Sarupam Govindam Adi Krishna Stamam Bhajami. So to see Krishna, one should have Bhakti Chakshu. By this material vision, you cannot see Krishna. Similarly, how can you see the spiritual master? Acharyam mang bijanyam navamannit karichijna martya buddha suyata sarvadeva maya guru. You should not see the spiritual master as an ordinary human being. But generally we see as an ordinary human being. As an ordinary human being. But how can you see the real form of Guru? You cannot see Guru or spiritual master through this vision. Gurudatta Chakshura Gurudarshan. That is stated. Gurudatta Chakshura Gurudarshan. Guru has given one eye. Ajnanatirandhasya jnananjana salakaya chakshramritam jena tasmai Sri Guruve namaha. Guru has given one eye. Out of mercy, Krupa, Guru has given. So that eye you can see Guru. You cannot see Guru with this material vision. That is. Then you can see how Guru is not an ordinary human being. Otherwise, an ordinary vision you'll see is an ordinary human being. Acharyam mang vijanyam navamannit karisis na martya buddhya suyatva sarvadeva maya guru. That Acharya always instructs how to do, how to act in this most horrible place, here in this material world. It's stated this material world is the most severe, a place of most severe test. Mahan Pariksha Sthar. The sansar is Mahan Pariksha Sthar. You see, it's a place of severe test. How can you come out successful in this test? What is required? To hear from the Guru. Sadhu Guru. Vaishnava. Kirtan Sadhu Karibaka. You must hear, you must listen to the instructions of Guru, Sadhu, Guru and Vaishnava. And then you can come out successful in this test, otherwise not possible. Acharya, who is Acharya? Achinoti shastrartham acharya sthapayati sangacharati acharya steva kirtita. By Puran says, he is Acharya. Achinoti shastrartham. What is stated tattva in Shastra? He himself observes in his day-to-day life, in his very life. Achinoti shastrartham acharya sthapayati sangacharati. He himself practices those things in his daily life and makes his disciples or followers practice it. He is Acharya. Acharya pracharya karanti se Acharya. Therefore Krishna says, Acharyam mang vijanyam navamannit karichidna martya buddhya suyata sarvadeva maya guruhu. He is Acharya. All of his activities, are according to the Shastra Tattva. By his own example, he teaches the whole world, teaches his disciples, teaches the whole world. That is Acharya. Acharya Mangvijanyam Navamani Karichinnamartya Buddhasuyata Sarvadeva Maya Guru. So, if such an Acharya is there, spiritual master, you should not treat him as an ordinary human being. Navamani Kari. You should treat spiritual master as an ordinary human being. Substitute for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should treat the spiritual master as the Supreme Personal Godhead, never be envious of him or considers him to be an ordinary human being. My Guru Maharaj says this thing in his purport. One should treat the spiritual master as the Supreme Personality Godhead and never be envious of him or consider him to be ordinary human being. Spiritual master as the Supreme Personality Godhead. Sakshat Haritvam. Sakshat Dharitvam. Samasta Sastre Ruptastatha Bhavyataiva Sadbhi. Kintu Prabharjo Priya Tasya. Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam. In Guru Bastaka every day you chant. Is Sakshat Hari. One should treat the spiritual master as the Supreme Person. Sakshat Hari. So he is Bhagavan. One may think like that. Mayavadis say, this Mayavad philosophy, they treat the spiritual master as Bhagavan, Sakshat Hari, but Vaishnava philosophy. Sakshat Hari treat the spiritual master, one should treat the spiritual master as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. Krishna is absolute truth. Ekameva ditya nasti. That is absolute truth. Advaita tattva. Ekameva ditya nasti. No second. There is only one. So if Guru, the spiritual master, is Sakshat Hari, then how is it? Is Guru absolute truth? No. Guru is not absolute. What does it mean? Sakshat Hari? Or one should treat the spiritual master as Supreme Personal God. Guru is Bhagavan, but he is Sevaka Bhagavan. He is not Sevya Bhagavan. Krishna is the Sevya Bhagavan, Sarvaradhya Sarvasevya. Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead of absolute truth. His Sevya Bhagavan is Vishwavigraha. He is to be served. And Guru is Sevaka Bhagavan. Guru is his servant. Guru never says, I am Bhagavan. No. I am the servant of 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 the Lord. Gopivarta Padakamal Dasu Dasanu 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 Dasaham Mahaprabhu. Srimad Mahaprabhu has taught us. Two Bhagavans. Sevya Bhagavan, Sevaka Bhagavan. Guru is Sevaka Bhagavan. Sevaka means servant. Sevaka means servant. Is not absolute truth. This is Vaishnava philosophy. This is Vaishnava philosophy. Sakshat Hari means he is Bhagavan, but is most intimate associate. Nikunjayi unorati keli siddhi. Jajali bhirjuktir apekhyaniya. Tatradi dakhyadati vallabhasya. Bande Guru Sri Charana. Nikunjayi unorati keli siddhi. Tatradi dakhyadati vallabhasya. He is so intimate. It's Guru Tattva. He is one of the Sakhis, as Manjaris. Vrindavan. Nikunja yuno ratikeri siddhi jajali bhirjukti rapikshaniya. The business of the Sakhis. What are the business of the Sakhis? Business of the Sakhis is to unite Radha and Krishna in the Kunja. Nikunja yuno ratikeri siddhi jajali bhirjukti rapikshaniya. They are very expert. Daksha means expert. They are very expert in doing this business. They will say, you see, the Sakhi goes to Krishna and speaks about Radha on behalf of Radha. And another Sakhi may go to Radha and speaks about Krishna. Nikunja yuno ratikeri siddhi jajali bhirjukti rapikshaniya tatradi daksha. Very expert in uniting. So intimate is Guru. So how can you treat that Guru as an ordinary human being? So much intimate associate of the Lord in that world, Golak Vrindavan. Therefore, one should treat spiritual master as the supreme personality of Godhead. The Sevaka Bhagavan, Astra Vigraha Bhagavan, Vishwa Vigraha Bhagavan is only Krishna. You will approach Krishna through Guru, Astra Vigraha. Astra lo yahan bhoje, tati Krishna nahi. Teje. Astra lo yahan bhoje, tati Krishna nahi teje. You should do Krishna bhajan, taking shelter at the lotus feet of a Guru. Guru Anugatya bhajan. Guru Anugatya bhajan. Bhajaniya vastu is Krishna. Bhajaniya vastu is Krishna. We'll do our bhajan for his pleasure, for the pleasure of Krishna. How Krishna will be pleased, only Guru knows. Because he is very intimate associate. Only Guru knows how Krishna will be pleased. Nobody knows. So your business is to please Krishna. So how can you please Krishna? You should take the instructions of the spiritual master and act accordingly. And do your bhajan. Then Krishna will be pleased. Asra lo yam bhoje. Tate Krishna nahi teje. Then Krishna will never leave you. You have taken shelter. If you have taken shelter at the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master and doing your bhajan according to his instructions, then Krishna will never leave you. This is the process. This is the way. This is the way. If we follow the instructions of the spiritual master and execute devotional service to the Lord, will remain always free from contamination of bodily and material activities, and our life will be successful. How we can make our life successful? If we follow the instructions of the spiritual master and execute devotional service to the Lord, we will always free from contamination of bodily and material activities, and our life will be successful. Just Guru Mukha Paddam Vakya Chitite Koriya Ikar Na Koriya Mane Asa. What Gurudev has said, what my spiritual master has said, just execute it. Just execute it. Follow it as it is. Follow it as it is and execute it. Then you will be always free from contamination of bodily and material activities. The activities we are doing, or the disciple is doing, that's not material activity if he really follows his Guru. If he really follows his Guru and acts accordingly, those activities are not material activities. Because Guru has said to serve Krishna, So, service of Krishna, the activities relating to Krishna, is not material activities. It is all transcendental. Krishna is not material. So, activities related to Krishna, under the direction of the Guru, spiritual master, is all transcendental. It is not material activities. So, my Guru Maharaj says the same thing. If you follow the instructions of the spiritual master and execute devotional service to the Lord, we will remain always free from contamination of bodily and material activities. And our life will be successful. This is the success of life. This human form of life is manusa. Janma is durlava janma. Durlava manusa janma. Labdha sudurlava idam bhushamvanti manusya marthatamanityam api yadhira. Srimad Bhagavata 11th canto says, Labdha sudurlava idam bhushamvanti manusya marthatamanityam api yadhira. After undergoing so many species of life, bhushamvanti, labdha sudurlavam idam manusam janmam. Durlava janma rarely achieved, manusa janma, durlabam manusam janmam. It is achieved if you have been given this manusa janma. Sudurlava, arthada, labdha sudurlava idam bhushamante manusam arthada, anitya. And also it is anitya and it is arthada. This is temporarily given. This human form of life or this body may go away at any time. Is anitya. It's temporary, but it is arthada. What is arthada? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, we say, Chaturvarga, 4 purusartha. And it's above that, Pancham purusartha, paramartha. That is arthada, means paramartha. This life is meant, the human form of life is meant to achieve that paramartha. Paramartha means this Krishna bhakti. Krishna prema bhakti. That is paramartha. This human durlava manusa janma, this human form, rarely achieved human form life is meant to achieve this paramartha, Krishna bhakti, Krishna prema bhakti. If achieving this human form of life, someone doesn't engage himself in the loving service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then his life is spoiled. So this is the success of the life. Our life will be successful. This human form of life will be successful if we can always engage ourselves in the loving service of the Lord. And how can we engage ourselves? How can we engage ourselves always in the loving service of this? That is why the instruction of the Guru, the spiritual master, we cannot serve Krishna, the Supreme Lord, according to our own way, own whims. No. No. What pleases Krishna, that Guru knows, the spiritual master knows. So under his direction, according to his instructions, if you serve the lotus feet of Krishna and engage always in his loving service, then your life will be successful. At every moment one should try to engage himself in the loving service of the Supreme Lord, according to the instructions of the spiritual master. Then this human form of life will be successful. Otherwise not possible. This is stated. So, these are the instructions given by Lord Vishnu to Pruth Maharaj. Your duty is that. These are the instructions. You should act accordingly. And the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavata Mahapurana is there. Krishna Tulya Bhagavata. Vibhu Sarvastraya Pratisloke Pratyakshari Nanartha Koy. Krishna Tulya Bhagavata. Bhagavata Mahapurana. Bhagavata is Krishna. Krishna Tulya is as good as Krishna. Krishna is a Vibhu. Krishna is a Vibhu. The Bhagavata is also Vibhu. Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvasra. We have to take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, and also we take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvasra. Pratisloke Pratyakshari Nana. Every verse in every letter. Pratisloke Pratyakshari Nana. So many things are there. Meanings are there in every verse, every letter. Because this is Krishna. So we have, therefore, this Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day, take lessons. Srimad Mahaprabhu, when he was instructing Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana Siksha, about sadhana bhakti, he speaks about 64 items of sadhana bhakti. Then at conclusion, he spoke about 5. Sadhu Sango, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavata Sravo, Mathura Vaso, Srimurtira Shraddha Sevan. এই পঞ্চের অর্থ সঙ্গ কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি জন্মায়. You see, this is the conclusion he gave, Srimad Mahaprabhu. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Sravan, Mathura Vasa. This should be done every day. Srimurtira Shraddha Sevan পঞ্চের অর্থ সঙ্গ কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি জন্মায়. Our business, the aim of this human form of life, Durlabha Manava Janma, how to develop Krishna Bhakti, then life will be successful. So, every day this should be done. Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya is daily activity. One must associate with sadhu, sadhu sangha, real sadhu, a pure devotee. Guru, the spiritual master, is a pure devotee. This every day is business. If you do sadhu sangha, you will get 4. Nam Kirtan sadhu sangha, Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Sravan. Mathura Vasa. Sadhu always says, does Hari Kirtan, sadhu Nam Kirtan. So by the association of sadhus, you'll get the opportunity of Nam Kirtan, sadhu sangha Nam Kirtan, and Bhagavat Sravan. Sadhu speaks, the pure devotee, the spiritual master speaks from Srimad Bhagavatam. Then you'll get the opportunity of listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, sadhu sangha Nam Kirtan, Bhagavat Sravan. Mathura Vasa. To reside in Mathura. One may think, you see, Mathura is there. In India, in Uttar Pradesh, we are here. In America. How can we live in Mathura? So all will leave this place and go there and reside? No, that's not the thing. That's not the purpose. What is Mathura? Mathura is the appearance place of Lord Krishna. Where Krishna appears, that is Mathura. So, where there is pure devotee, where there is a pure devotee, there is Krishna. Namutisthami vaikunthe yogina hudayena cha madbhakta jatra gavanti tatra tisthami narada. Krishna says, where am I? Where did you find me? Now tishtami vaikunthe, yogina hudayana cha. Madbhakta gavandi tatrastamina. I never stays in Vaikuntha. Huh? Now tishtami vaikunthe, yogina hudayana cha. In the heart of the yogis, madbhakta gavandi. My devotees, where they glorify me out of love, congregate themselves to Nam Kirtan Bhajan, I am there. Nam tisthami vaikunthe yogina hridayana cha madbhakta tatra gavandi tatra tisthami, I am there. Krishna says. So, that is Mathura. Krishna appears. The appearance place of Krishna is Mathura. It's Mathura also. If you really have this, such association of sadhu, then you can get this four. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavata Sravan, and Mathura Vasha. Srimurtira Swadhaya Seva. Fifth item is to serve the Srimurti. That is Swadhaya, Atmavata Seva. That we have. This Vigraha Seva. Yeah. Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatana Goswami in Sanatana Siksha. You'll find this thing. So Bhagavad Sravan. So we do. Every day is every day's business. Through this, you will get lessons what to do, how we can execute our, how we can go on in our day-to-day life. This is the instruction. Stream. Take lessons from Srimad Bhagavata. And Guru, spiritual master, a real sadhu, pure devotee, he always speaks from Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, Bhagavad Sravan is there. Instruction of Prithu, instructions of Lord Vishnu to Prithu Maharaja is there. So Srimad Bhagavatam Sravan is necessary. It's necessary for us. So, this is thank you very much. So, any question? Yeah.
I know many people who think they are serving God by way of their religion. But then, as you were saying, devotional service can only take place through a qualified spiritual master.
Yeah.
And if they have no sampradaya to take shelter of, then it's not devotional service.
Yes. What's your question?
I was just wondering, like, for instance, I know many Christians.
Christians.
But they don't have a living guru.
Christians.
For example.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if they have no disciplic succession,
Yeah.
then it's not devotional service.
No, not at all. How is it? Devotional service means the loving service of Krishna. Through your service, Krishna will be pleased. How the Krishna will be pleased? Krishna, Guru, the real Guru, comes under parampara, bona fide representative. He knows, I explained, how Nikunjo yuno rati keri siddhi. Intimate association, who knows, who is very expert in that affair, uniting Radha and Krishna, who knows how Krishna will be pleased. So your service must be according to the instruction of Guru. Then the service will please Krishna, otherwise not. No. We cannot say devotional service, no. No. Is the light? So, any other question? Yeah.
with our guru, we can't possibly treat him like we would Krishna. We can't treat our guru like we treat Krishna. So how do we rectify that mentality, that lack of energy?
I tell you, Sakyat Hari means Guru is Sevaka, Guru is Bhagavan. But Sevaka Bhagavan is the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. You understand? He is not Sevya Bhagavan. Krishna is the Sevya Bhagavan. Guru is the Sevaka Bhagavan. One should know this thing. So, Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Jasya prasadanam gati kutopi. Isn't it? Huh? If we can please the spiritual master, Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. If we can please the spiritual master, then we can get the mercy of Krishna. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Jasya prasadanam gati kutopi. If the spiritual master is displeased, where is our place? Do you follow? So, one should know that spiritual master, the real bona fide spiritual master, is the representative of the Lord. He should be treated accordingly. He should be worshipped accordingly. Krishna himself has said that thing. Tasmai deyam tatograjyam sachapudyam jathayam. You understand? Tasmai deyam tatograjyam sachapudyam jathayam. Sachapudyam jathayam. He should be worshipped as I am worshipped. You understand? Tasmidiyam tatograjyam sachapudyam jathayam. He will be worshipped as I am worshipped. You understand? Because if Guru, the spiritual master, is pleased, then we can get the pleasure and mercy of Krishna. Otherwise, not possible at all. Not possible at all. You understand? One should treat like that. One should think like that. These are the instructions there. Do you follow?
Think of that. Always thinking that as being directly Krishna, equal to Krishna, but because he's saved, Bhagavan, we wait for it. Although he really can't.
Yes.
He accepts because he's saved.
Our business is to serve Krishna, but how can we serve? We will serve Krishna according to the instruction of the spiritual master. Do you follow? So, accordingly we will treat the spiritual master. We worship Guru. Sachapudyam jathayaham. Krishna himself has said, Sachapudyam jathayaham. He is as worshipable as I am. You understand? As worshipable as I am. That's there. That is one verse is there also. When the Lord Shiva's version. Aradhananang sarvesang Vishnu aradhanang param. Tasmat parataram devi tadyanang samarsan. You understand? Lord Shiva says to Parvati Devi, among the all sorts of aradhanas, worships, Vishnu aradhanam. The worship of Lord Vishnu. is the best. You understand? Aradhananang sarvesang Vishnu aradhanang param. Tasmat parataram. Devi tadyanang samarchanam. Is better. Worshipping Vishnu is better than that. Tasmat parataram. Superior to it is tadhyana samarchanam. Vaishnava aradhana. You understand? Lord Shiva says. It is superior aradhana. Vaishnava aradhana. Tadhyanam samarchanam. That is stated. Mahaprabhu's instruction is there. When Kulya Gramavasi, the inhabitants of Kulya, asked Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri, what should be our duty? The Grasta Bhaktas. Mahaprabhu says, Prabhu kahe, Vaishnava sevana Krishna pujana, nirantara kara Krishna naam sankirtana. This is your duty. Vaishnava sevana Krishna pujana. Worship. Serve a Vaishnava. Worship a Vaishnava. Then Krishna will be worshipped. Understand? Vaishnava sevana Krishna pujana. Serve Vaishnava, worship Vaishnava, then Krishna will be worshipped. Nirantara kara Krishna naam sankirtana. Always chant Krishna naam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. This is Mahaprabhu's instruction. Do you follow? Yeah? Yeah. Vaishnava worships Krishna. Yes. Vaishnava instructs how to worship Krishna. Yes. Yes. We worship Krishna according to the instruction of Vaishnava, Sadhu, or Guru. And we can do it successfully if we get His mercy, His Krupa, Guru Krupa. Otherwise, we cannot do it successfully. Do you understand? Yeah. So, is it all right? You go. Right, sir.